Yesterday, SpaceX officially went public. They raised $75 billion in a single day, the largest IPO in the history of the stock market. The stock was priced at $135. It opened at $150. By close, $161. In one trading session, SpaceX hit a $2 trillion valuation. But here's what nobody in your feed is telling you right now. Morningstar, one of the most respected research firms on Wall Street, says SpaceX is worth $63 a share. The stock is already trading at $161. That's not a small disagreement. That's a 153% gap. There is a massive disconnect between what the market is paying right now and what one of the most trusted analysts on Earth says it's worth. So the question is, who's right? And what does this mean for your money? Let me break down exactly what is happening here with this IPO, because this isn't just a SpaceX story. This is a story about where the entire market is right now. First, what SpaceX actually is as a business. Most people think SpaceX is a rocket company, and it is, but that's not where the money comes from. The real business is Starlink, the satellite internet service that is powering global connectivity. In 2025, Starlink generated $10.6 billion in revenue. That's 67% of SpaceX's entire business. They now have 10.3 million subscribers globally, and Starlink is the only profitable segment the company has. So when you buy SpaceX, you're really buying a bet on Starlink's global growth. That context matters. Second, the XAI problem nobody's talking about. Buried in SpaceX's IPO filing is a number that should give every investor pause. XAI. Elon Musk's artificial intelligence company recorded an operating loss of $6.4 billion in 2025, and it's burning through roughly $1 billion per month. Morningstar called XAI a material threat of value destruction for outside SpaceX shareholders, because when you invest in SPCX, you're also, indirectly, exposed to a money-losing AI company consuming capital at an enormous rate. That is not in the headline, but it is right there in the filing. Third, the valuation math. At $161 per share, SpaceX is trading at a price-to-sales ratio of roughly 60 times, meaning the market is paying $60 for every $1 of revenue SpaceX currently generates. Apple trades around 8 to 9 times sales. NVIDIA, around 20 to 25 times. SpaceX is at 60. That 60 times multiple is not a bet on what SpaceX is. It's a bet on what SpaceX becomes. Reusable Starship rockets, commercial space travel, data centers in orbit, Starlink on every continent. Seeking Alpha summed it up bluntly. You're buying 2030 at 2026 prices. That might work out. Transformational companies sometimes justify transformational valuations, but it only works if everything goes right. That's a lot of assumptions baked into one stock price. Fourth, the retail investor angle. Here's something genuinely unprecedented. SpaceX allocated 30% of this IPO to retail investors. That's 3 times the industry standard of 5 to 10%. Elon Musk held a dedicated event for 1,500 retail investors the day before the IPO. He wants regular people, not just hedge funds, owning this stock. That's either a brilliant populist move or a signal that institutional investors weren't willing to absorb the full offering at this valuation. Probably some of both. So what does this mean for you? I'm not going to tell you to buy or sell SpaceX. That's not what this channel does, and anyone giving you a confident call on a $2 trillion company the day after its IPO is selling you something. What I will tell you is this. The SpaceX IPO is a mirror for the entire market right now. It reflects peak optimism, AI hype, Elon Musk brand power, and a retail investor base that's been trained to buy first and ask questions later. Morningstar says 63. The market says 161. History says both sides have been right before, and both sides have been spectacularly wrong. The most dangerous thing you can do right now is assume the market is always right. Understand what you're buying. Understand what it's priced for. This content is AI-assisted and for educational purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own research. Do you think SpaceX at 161 is the deal of the decade or the most overhyped IPO in history? Drop your take below. I want to see both sides.